Hello and welcome. In this video, I have added some more dashboards to this sheet and I wanted to show you real quick. This version has a couple of more sheets that will give you a different view. So suppose if you have chosen a particular team or a track, and if you go to this weekly employee allocation sheet, here you can see each and every employee, what allocations they have on a particular week. So you can see that as a weekly view of all the employee that are allocated from that particular team that you have selected in the dashboard. In this dashboard, whenever you select that project team, it will show you each and every employee and their allocation. So in this case, you can see this employee has only one project is getting allocated into this particular week. But if you see that in this week, there are certain different projects allocated to those employees. So here you see that it shows all the employees allocation. But if you want to see for a specific employee, you can go ahead and select, suppose, this employee name. If I select that particular person, then you can go back to the sheet and it will refresh to show you the allocation for that particular employee. Even if it does not refresh immediately, you can always click on the refresh all button, and in a moment it will refresh and show you the correct allocation based on that employee for that weeks. So this will be helpful tool for you to see the employee allocation on a weekly basis. And here you can also do certain other activities where if a person is out of office or on leave for some time, you can add that as a project called vacation or something, and then allocate that. So you can see that this person is out of office or on vacation during that time frame. So this is one of the views. The another view is called weekly track or department wise allocation. So here it shows the allocation for the employee on a weekly basis. So let me remove that filter here. And once I remove that, it will show me each and every allocation based on this track. So if I have selected this track as team 1, and if I go to weekly track allocation, and you see that it shows all the allocations to that particular employees in weekly basis. And again, I think here we also need to go back and refresh all to show the data in a correct selection. Now you can see that here the allocations are based on the employee for each week in that track. So you can say that, okay, in this track, in that particular week, this employee is having complete work, but this employee has just half the work. So that will give you quite a good visual based on your employee department or employee track, you can say. Similarly, you have another sheet that says weekly project allocation. Here you see that how each projects are getting allocated on a weekly basis. So it's a project view on a weekly basis. In this example, I've just selected random projects and the allocations. So you can see that in this month of March, I have just 20 hours allocated to one project. But if you see this other month, you can see that, okay, there are multiple projects allocated. Again, these filters are all dependent on what you select in the dashboard. So everything is linked here. So if I uncheck this or remove this filter, this one will change. So it will show all the allocation across all the projects, across all the teams. So this is another view of seeing how your projects are getting allocated as per the timeline in a weekly basis. One more sheet that I've added is called idle resources. So based on that, you can say or see how many resources hours are not completely utilized. And you can put an over allocation hour limit here. So if your over allocation is suppose 40 hours, anything that goes above 40 will be showing as red, and anything above that number will show as below that number will show as green, and equal to that number will show normal without any colors. So that way you will know that which resources are over allocated, which resources are under allocated during that time frame. And again, this is also dependent on the selection that you do for your filters. So if you remove all the filters, it will show for all the employees across the time that you have selected. And finally, there is a overall page which shows on a different view, but it's almost same data as this one. Here you see each and every employees for different tracks, and you can see that what is the total allocation, whether they're over or under. So depending on the selection you make here, what is considered as over and under allocation, it will show up accordingly and the color will change accordingly. So this way you will have one place to see, okay, who all are over allocated, who all are under allocated for your whole portfolio. So that's how it will look like if you unselect anything or everything you wanted to show this is how it will look like. That should be it. So I will put that as a new version, version 8, and we'll upload it. So if you have any questions or any concerns with this, you can put your comment and I will take time to review it and respond to this. Thank you everyone for your time and interest. Have a good rest of your day.